the King of Kings.
Welcome to the Extreme Show. There's surely Jack and Mazeedi, and tonight's episode will be an explosive one because, well, lots of things have been going on this past week, both on the entertainment section and on World Wrestling Entertainment. So let's just go ahead and start the Friday night movie hunt of Friday, March 11th. Our first movie is entitled Battle LA, starring Aaron Eckhart and Michelle Rodriguez. So I guess you know these guys. The second movie is entitled Red Riding Hood, starring Eamon Seyfried and Lucas Haas or whatever these names, but do not judge on their names or on their popularity, just go see the movies. And the third movie is another, well, it's a better movie. I believe it will rank as the #1 of this weekend box office. Mars Needs Moms, starring Seth Green, John Cusack, and Don Fogler. Now, the reason I'm using the papers again, because I sold the iPad, just like I said last week. Last week I did not use the iPad. Without the iPad, did the whole show from my brains. But anyways, this time I really needed to write the sketch. But either way, these are the three movies that are premiering tonight, so go watch any one of them. Battle A, however, is like a similar one to Skyline. It's like the end of the world and stuff, but it's your choice. But my choice would always be Mars Needs Moms, and that's all for the Friday night movie hunt. But that's not all about movie talk, as adding another segment for the show, but not as a usual, like not a weekly thingy. But anyways, this is the first time that is happening right now. This is the Extreme Movie Review, and you gotta know which movie that I'm going to review, since last night was March the 10th. Let me get in style to review this movie. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's Justin Bieber, Never Say Never 3D. So last night was actually the best night I've ever been or ever experienced, just because of Justin Bieber's movie and who I was watching that movie with. I cannot say who it was, but it was a special someone. Let's just leave that at there. And anyways, at there means nothing, but either way, so last night was the Middle Eastern countries premiere of Justin Bieber Never Say Never documentary movie, and the movie did not deserve the 1.1 by IMDb users, and the movie was great, but I personally would give it an 8.0 out of 10. Here's why. There are many reasons that the movie did not get a 10 out of 10. Well, first of all, there was no meaning for making it in 3D, since not the whole movie was shot in 3D. The other shots weren't properly converted into 3D, and the shirtless scene of Justin Bieber were totally unnecessary, and that just caused a fuzz in the crowd. What else? Making little 8-year-olds, having them saying that they love Justin Bieber because they find him so hot, and that is truly inappropriate to see an 18-year-old trying to have sex with Justin Bieber. I'm just saying that. And false editing. So John Cho, I did not believe how stupid he was. Like at the first movie, I noticed it when the YouTube video played, the play button was not clicked. And ending the movie with the song Baby, while the movie's title is Never Say Never, and when he performed Never Say Never, a big word like Never Say Never on the screen, slapping our faces in 3D, and they did not end the movie right there. After Never Say Never, there was Down to Earth, and then Baby, but All I'm saying is, if he just ended with Never Say Never, then we would have been more entertaining and make sense. But either way, the major problem was the false editing and the 3D in this movie. The 3D media was so lower than we expected to see. But I loved how the dancers were in 3D, and well, that's all. And it really showed us another side of Justin Bieber, and for truly any other non-believer, when he or she gets to see that movie, they will truly catch the fever. And speaking of the iPad, since I'm writing on paper just like a year ago, the iPad 2, Apple will release it tonight. I believe they will probably will be selling 50,000 of those in the States itself. And this is some local news for Kuwait. Tomorrow night, booking for the iPad 2 in Kuwait will open at 10:30 p.m. at Excite, and only in 2 Excites. It's only in the Avenues Mall or in the El Rey showroom of Excite. So you go there. I believe they'll have 2 devices or 3 devices to display, and we can experience the iPad 2 experience, making it sound like the IMAX experience. But anyways, you can go there and book your iPad for twice the money that you can buy from the UK or the States. But either way, it's your choice, since we each have a 1000 KD or 1000. But either way, let's just go on and enter World Wrestling Entertainment after we return. And we're back, but since JB's segment was over, let's just lose the 3D glasses that did not work on Scene-Skip's theaters, since Kuwait uses different 3D systems. In the States, the movie was released in Real D 3D, but Kuwait Cinemas has it in 3D digital, so that was really pissing me off. I tried them on. Some 3D content were going off from, or were coming to me, but not like their 3D glasses. But either way, let's just check out what happened on this past week on Monday Night Raw, and this is the Monday Night review after all. So, in the previous weeks, I have not been talking about the issue between Randy Orton and CM Punk because I thought it was not a huge feud, but apparently it is, as Randy Orton have been punting each and every member of the Nexus, except for, like, he got only 2 members that did not get punted, I believe. The CM Punk, the leader, and the tough guy that we thought was David Bautista at first. What's his name? He's not an American. But no matter what his name, he got an RKO, and the other guy that got in punt was David Otunga, and he is joining both Harris and McGillicuddy in recovery. And Orton versus CM Punk at WrestleMania will be a fantastic match. I'd love to see the punt on CM Punk so he can end the entire Nexus, or the new Nexus. But either way, let's just move on to Sheamus's last match ever. Like, he got sick and tired of losing to Daniel Bryan, and he said next Monday Night Raw he'll be facing him, and if he loses, he will quit the WWE. That's like a dream come true. But either way, let's just move to another thing, which was Austin 316 returns. Others label it as JBL's biggest return ever, as Michael Cole was going to introduce his hand-picked referee for his match against Jerry the King Lawler at WrestleMania, and just when you thought it didn't get any more, or didn't make any sense, he selected JBL, and then Austin 316 comes out without giving us any promos for The Rock and John Cena, without any opinions whatsoever. He just ruined their happiness time, or their happy time, whatever. And he comes in with the Austin 316 or the Stone Cold Stunner to JBL twice, not once, and pouring the beer on Michael Cole just like what he deserves, or just like what everyone was so happy to see or expecting to see. Either way, that was Stone Cold Steve Austin's role on Monday Night Raw, and he will be the referee of that match at WrestleMania. Moving on to the kinda main event of the show, which was just basically the final knockout, or it turned out as to be just being knocked out. At first, he gave us a huge joke. He brought out the I bring it t-shirt, but instead not just I bring it, but he said I bring it via satellite, which was apparently what The Rock has been doing. Excuse me, and like that was the best joke I've ever heard on WWE, but either way, the moment got ruined by The Miz. And he says that he did not get properly introduced to The Rock, and he feels that he has been lost and caught up in the moment, and he needs to have the spotlight on him. Either way, that was on Monday Night Raw. We'll be right back for NXT Season 5, and you need to guess what is the concept of Season 5 while we return to the Extreme Show. We'll be right back. And it is Tuesday night's NXT Season 5, and our predictions, some of us have been predicting this, but either way, it is NXT Season 5 Redemption. Either way, here are your rookies, just the rookies without the pros. You're looking at their pictures at the moment. Byron Saxton, Connor O'Brien, Darren Young, Jacob Novak, Lucky Cannon, and Titus O'Neil. Those are the 6 rookies of the Season 5 NXT Challenge, or whatever they like to call it. And that's all for NXT. Quick, simple, the way I like it. Let's move to Friday Night SmackDown, and continuing the Wars issue, but we'll get to that in a second. Edge came out talking about what happened last week, the contract signing, blah, blah, blah. One thing leads to another. Alberto Del Rio with his NXT rookie, what's his name? Brodus Clay. For some unknown reason, NXT rookies get to have their jobs and continue living on just like if they won the NXT competition. But either way, a huge fight between Edge and Alberto Del Rio with Brodus Clay. Then Christian tries to help him, but he fails. And then Theodore Gallant gets in and he says, today or tonight we'll witness the reunion of ENC. For like 10 years did not see them tag teaming together on Friday Night SmackDown, and they will be doing so at the main event, challenging Brodus Clay and Alberto Del Rio, and we'll see what will happen at the main event after we see what we have right here. So moving on to whatever I just said, to Rey Mysterio's challenge at WrestleMania, or Cody Rhodes' challenge to Rey Mysterio, and his response. Well, he just simply said, I will be wearing my mask with pride and beating your ass at WrestleMania. So that's a yes, and let's just move on to the other thing that I have, which is John Cena wants some. So Michael Cole decides to invite John Cena to SmackDown and have the greatest interview of the year, or the best interview of the year. But either way, John Cena shut him up and talked that The Miz wants attention. The Miz calls himself the must-see whatever, and the face of the current WWE, or the new face of the WWE, since John Cena has been the WWE's face for the past 6 years. But either way, he said that I will stop wasting my time with the BS. I do not know what does that means, but hopefully it means he will not be playing Fruity Pebbles with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the one who brings it via satellite. But either way, he got really upset by the questions from Michael Cole, and he was about to give him the attitude adjustment to adjust his attitude. Jack Swagger, his personal trainer of the WrestleMania match, comes in and tries to attack John Cena, and in a way and another, John Cena tries to get out, and he does, and then with the attitude adjustment to Michael Cole, but countered by, or he stopped him, Jack Swagger in the moment, and then the AA to Jack Swagger to end that segment. Moving on to Triple H's huge return to Friday Night SmackDown, and like you said or have been saying since the Monday Night Raw review, why didn't I mention The Undertaker's challenge to Triple H, which is making the match no holds barred? I left it to right now, and well, he basically just said, I want the match to be a no holds barred. Triple H came to Friday Night SmackDown, mentioned the reasons that caused HBK's losing the match or whatever, the reasons that he lost the match, because he's too emotional about these things. But he said, I, Triple H, have a dark side, and I will be beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And he said, you made it a no holds barred, so thank you, and you shall regret it at WrestleMania, as Triple H is the King of Kings, and he knows the Extreme King of Kings, and as usual, the Extreme Kings love to play it in the extreme way, and there's no extreme way more, or there's no extreme levels in the WWE more than an Extreme Rules match or a no holds barred match, and they both are really, really awesome. And to use these weapons on each other at WrestleMania in a match this big, 18-0 or 19-0, or 18-1, will that happen at this year's WrestleMania XXVII 27? We'll be finding out in just 23 days with the countdown to the road to WrestleMania. Let's just head to the main event, which was the match between ENC and AL-Mazeedi and Brothers Clay, the Mexican team. Either way, of course, they stood tall. AJ and Christian, once again, they defeat the odds or beat the odds, and well, actually, they didn't have a challenge because AL-Mazeedi sucks. Brothers Clay can't wrestle. That's all for Friday Night SmackDown. Lots of things have been going on in the WWE. Huge wars, huge fights. Cena, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, The Miz, Michael Cole, Jerry the King Lawler, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Jack Swagger, Triple H, The Undertaker. Huge feuds, CM Punk, Randy Orton, all that is on our way to WrestleMania in just 23 days. Thanks for watching the Extreme Show, the Earth Show, Jack Mazidi. Comment right below, hit the subscribe button right above there, and only hit the thumbs up button and forget about this one. Thanks for watching. Go buy the iPad 2. Kuwaitis, go check the iPad 2 tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Once again, thanks for watching, and once again, Justin Bieber's movie was totally awesome and was underrated for some unknown reason by the IMDb users. Just go watch it for yourself before judging on the movie. We'll be seeing you next Friday on the Extreme Show. Yours truly, Jack Mazidi, and this is Jack Mazidi peacing right out.